Welcome back. Since Clayton Houston won the first Yankee Doodle race back in 1974, many accomplished drivers have taken the checkers in this event. Houston won the race a total of 7 times, with 27 years between his first and last victories. Glenn Gault holds the record with 8 wins in the Yankee Doodle. Other notables who have visited Victory Lane have been Steve Pellis, Charlie Cragen, and Lynn Geisler. In recent years, we've seen Scott Bloomquist, Shane Clanton, and Sean McGarvey taking the checkers. So the question going into Saturday's race was, could anyone stop Robbie Blair? He was 3 for 3 in super late model races at Centraql PA Speedway. So let's take a look and see if he goes 4 for 4. Mike Knight started on the pole and led the field into turn 1. Ricky Elliott and Robbie Blair settled into second and third while putting some distance on the rest of the pack. 2 laps in, Boone Briggs gets under Matt Lux in an effort to take away 7th. Instead, he gets a poor run through turn 1 and loses 2 spots to Dave Hess and DJ Myers. Here, Jeremy Miller takes 5th away from Greg Oakes, while ahead of him, Jared Miley is running in the 4th spot, but still a ways behind Blair, who's running 3rd. By lap 7, Knight is already lapping cars. Here he puts Greg Kent a lap down. On lap 17, Blair makes his move to take the runner-up spot away from Elliott. Meanwhile, Knight continues to lap cars as if it looks like no one will catch him. However, on lap 38, Blair has ran down the 9K machine while he works the outside lane. They encounter some cars on the tail end of the lead lap, including the 99 of Briggs. Going into turn 3, Knight sees an opening on the bottom, but it quickly closes as he bounces off of Briggs and the 10 of Ryan Kristoff, bringing out the first caution of the race. On the restart, Elliott looks low, but Blair wastes no time in opening up a gap between himself and Elliott. With 4 to go, Mark Booth gets turned around in turn 2 to bring out only the second caution of the feature. On the restart, Jared Miley in the H1 slips under Elliott to take over second, as it appears Elliott's car is not as strong as earlier. After 50 laps, it's Robbie Blair picking up his first Yankee Doodle win.
Hi, I'm Brad Dunlap, and I just watched Robbie Blair win the Yankee Doodle 50 at the Central Mountain Peak Speedway, and you're watching Pit Pass.
Actually, Brad, it's Robbie Blair, and the track is Centraql PA Speedway. You keep the sponsoring race cars, and I'll do the announcing, okay? Blair was followed across the line by Jared Miley, Jeremy Miller, Ricky Elliott, and Dave Hess Jr. On to round 3 of the Street Stock Shootout Series. Eric Bond in the 99 paces the field on the second start of the race after a caution came out less than 1 lap in. In turn 2, it's the 3 of Dom Sora and 16 of Rusty Martz side by side for second. As they enter turn 3, Martz would power by to take the spot. One driver to watch is the 43 of Alan Dellinger. He had already won the first 2 shootout races at Centraql PA Speedway. Here he gets by Sora for 3rd. Another driver charging to the front was Randy Wyant in the 11. He's just taken 4th from Sora, and coming off of turn 2, he works the low side to get by Martz for 3rd. Jason Johns was having a solid run in 7th, but spins while trying to avoid contact with Denny Crawford on lap 8. On lap 9, Dellinger has pulled even with Bond. To no surprise, the man who goes by Jim Dandy Jr. is now out front. On lap 13, Wyant takes away the runner-up spot from Bond. In a battle for 5th, Martz tries to sneak underneath Sora for the position, but instead turns the 3 machine. There's also a tangle in 1 and 2. The rest of the way, it's all Dellinger as he goes 3 for 3 in the shootout series. The rest of the top 5 looks like this: Wyant, Bond, Crawford, and Martz. Now, back to some action from McKean County Raceway. In the Street Stock feature, Jeff Hellwig would lead the early laps, while the 17X of Andy Michael is trying to make his way to the front. And he's doing it rather quickly. By lap 3, he overtakes Jason Schoonmaker for 2nd, while the 27 of John Elwood trails the duo in 4th. On a lap 5 restart, Michael moves past the 2 of Hellwig and into the lead. I said the racing of McKean County is crazy sometimes. How's this? In these close quarters, something has to give. In this case of stock car pinball, the 22 of Rich Wojtowicz pays the price. And how about this? The 8 of Daniel Gaibu runs off the track, then re-enters, turning the 26 of Justin Yohe. But Yohe makes a nice save. Speaking of Gaibu, I thought this was pretty cool. A 2010 Camaro-bodied street stock. On the lap 8 restart, Hellwig darts to the inside of Michael, but Michael would retain the lead. He would go on to lead the remaining laps to pick up the win. Following Michael across the line were Helwig, Elwood, Jason Dobson, and Guybu. Blaine Cott picked up the win in the pure stocks after Andrew Smith was found illegal in post-race inspection. In the FASTRAK late models, the 7 of John Lackey races the 49 of Damian Bidwell to the stripe. In 1 and 2, they are 4 wide behind them, with Justin Tatlow the odd man out. Nice recovery. Lackey has led the first 13 laps, but gets pinned behind traffic, allowing the 100 of David Scott to take over the lead. Slow Ride holds on to take the checkers. Lackey finished second, followed by Brett Rebergen, Steve Dixon, and Kyle Zimmerman. Randy Hall was victorious in the E-Mods, and Brent Harris takes the checkers in the mini stocks. Even though the special holiday events are now over, there's still plenty of great races coming up this weekend. We will preview them when Pit Pass returns.